Hi guys, I've got to get this out of the way because it's doing my head in having it hanging over my head. I mean to finish these 20p pieces off, um, and I know I've got more to do, but I want to get these 5 sorted because it means, I'm getting coins off my desk, which is causing me terrible problems, especially while I can't use my arm. So here we are. I will flip over the year a bit later, but what we're looking at here, not only is it the crudeness of the coin, it's these things here, and of course I'm using my left hand, which is absolutely useless because the pointer doesn't act how I want it to be. I'm so used to doing it with my right hand. Is that there's not much really with the reverse, with the obverse side, that's at fault. Sometimes you get a dodgy date stamp, but and I'm not sure that isn't one, to be honest, with the zero, whatever that is running through it, it's underneath it, so it can't be a blob. It's got to be in the strike. Bit hard to tell really because at the top of the zero, come on, no, you're going to suffer with brain fog here. Come on, back again. It's there, right, as you can see there. Because the coin is so simple, there's very little to go wrong. I did do a post and I was explaining about this axis thing and actually what it means in regard to errors. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a bit of a giveaway as to what is actually occurring, and it's suspicious at best and illegal at its worst because it's being done on purpose. So we come over to the reverse side and we see that the wording of 20, the whole thing is now one correct size, whereas on the old style the W was smaller and there were differences. Mainly the error on the 20p piece is beading about here, about opposite the tail. If you look at the tail and then take it back to the beading, up to the beading, the beading's always a bit knackered, like blobby. It's all sort of joined together. It's not very nice. The tail, not always, exhibits blobs of metal all around it, and like the 5p, it swells, but there's also blobs around the leg of the line. Sometimes these don't marry up to where they should be. The line there, I must try and adjust this. Let's get it here, then let's try it like this. Yeah, these bits, oh no, I thought it was going to work. These bits don't marry up sometimes. The main one that I've found is this. The claw here, the bottom claw. That actually, this one is half reasonable. It's funny, I've not found one with the initials, the MD, that's really drastically bad. Probably again because it's not so busy in design. So that's pretty much said what is wrong with the 20p piece. It's the same principle as the 5p piece. The only thing that's very different here is there is no such thing as double rim. It just doesn't happen. It really just doesn't happen. So there's a learning lesson for the 5p piece. Basically then we have the repetition. There's no real definition on mistrike other than where the wording sits, and that's what I'm going to say about this axis malarkey. If that is true, you would have the same problem at the same point in every coin if there's a fault. At least that's my understanding of it, and that's not true. Lovely pearl earring. Oh dear, excuse me, this is my meds. It's not me being tired, it's my meds. And if we was to study this, the 20p coin, I think you will find what I'm saying is true. But there's a funny looking strike, isn't there, on that R, the REG. That R looks like a weak strike, although there's a sign of an edge knock. There, that looks like a poor strike for some reason. Don't know, because the metal is actually where the strike has hit, the metal's deformed. It's very similar to the 20p on the older style coin. What else? Is there anything else? I don't know what that is on her mouth. Oh, it's a bit of dirt. No, it isn't. It's come back again. Oh, it is a bit of dirt. Moving around. Still there? No, it's gone. Nothing to shout about other than this has now moved. The outer lettering is now closer on the Elizabeth to the side, which is now what I'm saying. If this is right, this axis thing is right, which it isn't, that wouldn't be so. It would be over here, over the other side on the DEF FID. So it proves my point. I expect this is a different year as well, which may give them an excuse. Now see the blob? Can you see the blob immediately? There. It's always in this area, unless it's really obscene. And look at the blob on that foot. In actual fact, it's got 4 claws, which isn't. That's not true. That's another blob. So, oh, and there's a run blob there. Oh, come on, come on. Put my brain in gear. See it on the tail? There's 2 in actual fact. I've just seen another. There's that one there and a very long one there. and I'm not so sure about that foot, that paw completely is all disformed. Marries up Worldo, and the claw again. The middle claw is and the right claw on this one is poor. And again, it looks like there's runs of metal. Sort of proving me wrong about a double rim, but it's not a double rim. It's a run of metal. Yeah, I think it's impossible. I think it's impossible to get a double rim because I've never seen one. But again, this is a die error, not a seating error. I don't think, because when these happen in the same places all the time, like the 5p piece, that's a design fault on the die. I did the other side, didn't I? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Always do the head first, the obverse. So again, if we put the head up to the top, I mean, instead of me just rambling with this stuff, I should be looking at my regular site that I go to and see what it says. Now, this coin is the same as the one previous. The FIDs is seated properly. The DEF, the date, and Elizabeth are all close to the edges, same as the previous coin. This is all proving my point. And it is a disgrace. Without a shred of a doubt, it's a disgrace. And I'd love, if do you know what? If I wish when I had a car and was doing B&B, I wish I'd gone to Wales and gone and had a look round. It's funny that I never did. It's funny that it never entered my head. Again, there's a sign of this altered metal around the letters. It's quite off-putting because it gives you the illusion that it's either standing out or set deep. It's if you look at all the other letters other than that A, or I must do it. No, I can't. I'm not going to alter it while my hands like this because I've got nothing steady. It's just hard to turn this magnifier. It's all right if you're able-bodied. That again, no. Yes, that's what I was talking about before, wasn't it? I don't know what that is. I think it's a ding. It's a dent. Here we go. So again, like with the 5p, I have my immediate areas that I look at, and that is the beading, the towel, the claws, paws, and so forth. As I'm saying that now, unfortunately, because I haven't got both my hands, this here, I don't know whether that's a rim error, metal push. Yeah, I think it has to be because of the length and the way that it goes all the way round. You can see it there, and you can see it right the way past the third of lead there. It goes right round to there and disappears. Now there is an edge knock. So what I'm going to try and do is just lift this up. Yeah, that is actually a rim error. That is a true error. CDMD is okay, and the claw is absolutely really undefined. And I would say the total distortion on the back of the paw. Everything is seated nicely, married up, no beading, no towel issues, although that does look slightly swollen. That's about it. See, there it is, it's right up there as well. Very interesting. Actually, I should be segregating that, putting it on my selling pile. What was? I'll have to. What was the one? I'll do it when I'm finished. I'll just look at the video. Again, let's have a look. Top of the head. All the FD's well close to the edge. And the E, we've got that deformity again, but I think that probably is an edge knock on that E. But the F is really over the rim edge. The two, oh yeah, so the first two in the date is right close to the edge. So this has changed. So how can that happen if the axis is right? How can that be so? Oh, sorry, it's this, as you know, it's my sling, this thing at the back of my neck. It's really causing me much more pain than the break itself. My neck is killing me. I'm hunched all the time because of the weight of a dead arm. Yeah, see, there's nothing really else wrong. Although again, we have here the same thing as the previous coin, a rim edge problem. So these things are set. They are set. This is nothing to do with a coin in the wrong place or wrongly seated in the strike. These are real errors that are common, and if they're common, it means there's something wrong with the process. These are flaws rather than errors. Pretty poor queen's head, I've got to say. She looks about as pleased as I am. Straight away we go to this. Straight away I look at the beading. Look at that claw. Look at that claw. It's abysmal. It's abysmal. The tail does show signs of swelling, but nothing that's really drastic. Now, see, we got this depression again with the metal, and it isn't an edge knot because the two bars run to the edge. They're still there, so it's not an edge knot. It's a deformity. Um, and I like it. I like it. It's oh yeah, there's a lump there, isn't there, on that tail? Definitely. Um, if the world wasn't as it is, and the financial crisis as it is, I would definitely be keeping these coins for myself because they are reality. I mean, look at no, I won't bother. But just look at the claw and the, the paw on this one. Look at it. Um, let's see the last claw, and they're all the same. They're all the same. It's the same thing every time. Although that one is even worse. It hasn't got these. I don't know what these actually are supposed to be. These things on the hind leg. Um, there's a blob of metal there. The MD's okay. Like I say, it's very, very rare to find the initials, unlike the rest of the coin set, at full. Um, but there's so much more with this coin. If you look and study it long enough, you will find there's so many faults. Um, it's unreal, and that has to be. And look again around the rim, it's exactly the same. Come on, pet pointer, bring you into the picture. There it comes. Um, no, it doesn't. You would think I'd be able to get my brain to accept this and deal with it, but it doesn't. There, see, on the edge, the rim edge. You know, what I would be doing if I had the time and to prove what I'm saying is true, I would be going on eBay and getting pictures from posts and marrying it up and seeing if proof sets. See, you can see it on the leg there, the outer run. If this all marries up, and if so, again, it proves that it, it's a con. If you're paying for a proof set and it's got these type mistakes, it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. And I would be, if I was watching this from your point of view, I would be phoning them up and saying, "This, I've paid a premium price for a set of coins, and they're knackered. You're charging me for something that I should be getting in my coins anyway." See what I mean? Used your coins that we use should be accurate because, like I said with the fakes, how can you define a fake when you can't trust them to produce a good coin in the first place? See what I mean? Does that make sense? I sometimes think I'm going loony. I really do. Um, it's beyond belief. It truly is. It's beyond belief. And there's a bead, a single bead error, right opposite the tail. All these things I'm saying prove my case without a shred of a doubt. And I'm glad I don't collect coins anymore. I really am. Oh, in actual fact, that's a pretty good. Although there is a ding there, that's a pretty good claw. Above the MD. Yeah, it's a pretty good claw. At least it's defined. There are errors around the outer edges of the design, but this is not a bad coin really. This is quite, other than that bead, it's a very good coin. Oh, and there you go again. Look, I'm saying all that. Let me just lift that up to see if it is an edge run or where is it? It's on the, what part is it on? Right, it's on the claw. So let's have a look. It's a bit beaten, but I don't think it's hard to say with holding the coin like I am. I need that coin to stand up and adjust the magnification to see what's what. But taking in the year and the coins before, I would suggest that that's as it is. Yeah, look at the F. Look at the F again. Although that's not as bad as the other coin. And the date is not too bad. But that's 2010. I think we've been looking at 16 and so forth. Don't know about that. Oh yes, the earring is there. And again, there's those two little blobs where the earring should be. The pearl earring, if it is there, because this is a different year and a different crown. It's a tiara rather than a crown. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I was going to nearly miss that. Look at that blob there. Yeah, lovely. Now, anyway, no, I'm not going to go into that. We've done this, haven't we? Didn't I do this side? It's the single, yeah, it's the single bead. I will put that on my to sell pile. Right, I just want to go over these again, these last two, because I didn't pull them aside if they had the errors. Alright, so this one. So it's the DEF on this one rather than the FID. And if you turn that so that the Queen's head is in its axis position, it would be an interesting find. Now, look at that. What year is this? 20 what? 16. Yeah, because it's different crown, so it's probably a different design, a different die. Let's see what's here. Oh yeah, there's a bead there. So that has been pulled aside. So all these coins on my desk, I'm pretty sure, have either got faults or, like the pound coins, once I get going on those, you're going to see repetition. And once that happens, I can show you something that you're just going to blow your mind. Because I shouldn't really have look at this. So the wording is out. And this, see, this is, it's good. It's as if the metal is, it's curving over to the top from the edge to the rim. That's what it looks like. It looks like a fold of metal. But so far on this one, 2014, where's the wording where it goes funny? It's close to the edge. Oh, is this one that hasn't got any of it at all? Well, there you go. That is a perfect strike. Actually, a good coin for once, except that obscene two blobs, which again seems to be always around. The chin is in a poor state on the coin there. So let's see what's at fault here. It's not the beading, so it has to be the claw, which it is. Anything else that's out? Not really. Not really. I don't know what this is, this shadow here. I don't know what that is. Whether that's just dirt or something, I'm not sure. There is some sort of verdigris on it. I don't know, there's some sort of stain, so it could be that. Everything marries up. Yeah, it's not a bad coin. So I'm now got to keep in mind what I'm going to keep this coin for. Oh, yeah, there's a blob of metal there. You can tell because of the, like with King Charles III coins with the C's. This, come on, where are you? There. That's what gives it away, because it's just straight. So that is an error in itself. So I think it's that and the two blobs, isn't it? Yeah. So that will be pulled aside. Unfortunately, I won't be able to spend that. But while I'm here, while I'm here, I saw last night, there's a 20p. There's a 20p. And because these coins are all scattered everywhere, I'm going to find coins underneath the computer. I'm just trying to drag out what I can see. Is that a 20? No, it's a 10. Scooby-Doo. Oh, there's one. There's a 20p. So pretty much, as I say, these coins have all been pulled out because of certain errors. And that is the 20p's concluded now with these. I shall just run through them quickly. Going backwards this time. No beading error. A terrible claw. Absolutely diabolical. That's why I've pulled this one aside. Absolutely diabolical. Everything marries up. There's not much swelling on the tail, but there is that dark shadow which would have to investigate. But I've probably pulled this one aside for the claw. Also, again, we have this depression of the metal there and here, which I don't think should be there. Not quite sure about that thing there, Whether that's a blob or not, I don't know, or whether that's an overridden strike. Doesn't look like it. Oh yes, there's a blob there in between as we just saw with the last coin, except for this one's very short there. Oh, sorry, I've just got to move my neck. I don't condemn the nurses, but I was a rush job. But I'm thankful for that anyway. No, no real design initials problems. I've actually, in fact, I don't think I've seen one. And I've got a huge pile of 20p pieces to go through. Huge pile. Lovely pearl earring there. Lovely. Look at that. That's beautiful. And you know those two blobs that I keep saying? I think those two blobs is those two blobs there, but it's up. It's been moved up to there. So let's have a look at what writing is close to the edge, and all the date is there. Yeah, and Elizabeth. So now that, tell me if I'm not wrong. Look at, come on, pen. There. Look at the rim. That is much wider than it is there. So I mean, as you come round, it seems to bow out here. Not quite sure. Oh, it's so annoying. So I've got to take it out of the way because I've got to rub my finger across the top to make sure that's not dirt. Which I think I've just proved it was dirt. That is definitely wrong. But it's hard to say when you've got this shadow on the inner rim there. So I'm not sure if that's, like, I wish I could use my pointer, my mouse pointer. Where the two eyes are, the Roman numerals. See how different they look. But I can't see anything. Oh, the JC, the C isn't very good. It's got a line running through it. But that earring and the ear is really very good. What year is this again? Sorry. Oh, 2019. So it's only 6 years old. Yeah, that's about right. Again, you'd have to marry up the axis. I don't know whether you can see what I can see, but there is a definition that's wrong with this. I do believe there is a strike issue going on here. That just does not look right. It really does not look right. Underneath the reg, we see, oh, and actually in the reg, in the E there, you can see these blobs of metal, and this here on the inner rim. So yeah, there's something in my mind, and this is a guess. With the way the strike is made on the 20p piece, I believe that's why we're getting this definition of being distorted metal. But I'd have to look into that. I would have to look into that. So, yep, that's that one covered. There. What did I say the issues were? I can't remember. Oh yeah, blobs of metal, runs of metal. Yeah. Oh, and that no, that claw's not too bad. Yeah, the edge as well. I think they're knocks. I think they're knocks. What you can see there, either side of the fer-de-lis at the bottom. Whether that's sellable, I very much doubt it. I don't think someone who's collecting oddities would be interested in that. Let's get the old Queen's head up in the right position again. Look at that beautiful, beautiful pearl drop. And I believe that's a different head. Date where I also, it's close to the other one, 2015, 2016. Now let's have a look for edge. Yeah, there's something there with the H. The rim again is, yeah, no, it's the same thing. It's whether it's the distortion or not, it's a regular distortion then above the DEI, and the rim there is it's a regular thing. So I'm going to assume it's the dye at fault. No real, yeah, it seems to be quite common, especially in the later years. Nothing really to shout about there. Beading is distorted. If you look at the towel, it's in between the towel and the foot, the paw, the leg. There's a distortion there. There's swelling on these beads as well. It looks more like horseshoes than. Oh, there's a perfect claw. Oh, wow, we've got one. Perfect claw. Come on, pet there. Look at that, it's beautiful. And that proves my point again that it's a crude coin. It really is a crude coin. I can't stand it because it just doesn't look nice. Whatever that is. Oh, it's dirt. It's come off of me with my hand. Everything marries up. The tail is not very good. Oh, jeez. I will be so glad when I get this off. And so that I don't have to support this. Yeah, that tail's pretty disgusting, really. It really is. So we've got distortion in. Yeah, I think that's going to be a coin pulled aside. Now we've got an old one here. As we go round, there's no problem with the lettering being close to the edge. Look at the Queen's crown. That's in pretty poor state, isn't it? But it seems to be correct. There's the piece there that doesn't look right. The crown looks very iffy, but everything else seems the same. Oh, there's a line running right through her hair and into the crown. That's it. It goes down on her from top right to bottom left. Very iffy mouth, to say the least. Oh, I'm beginning to itch. It's like you've got fleas. That's what it feels like. 1997. With a correct, near enough correct W. So I think that is the early coins. Do you remember the 1982-84? And I said you need the 83 to determine what year they changed the problem. Not that that really means anything, really. See how crude the W is? It's just like a blob of metal. That is pretty consistent. It's usually the W or the C. It's one or the other. I don't think I've seen both of them at the same time. Yeah, I'm beginning to itch. Something else. When you've got all this design going on, it would be interesting to keep an eye on that. But that's being finicky, I think. But this depression, see, you don't see it on this one so much. The depression is on the 0, but it's not a very good one. That should be level with the inner rim edge as this, but then this bit should be deep set. It is a lovely design, but it's very fallible, as you know you're seeing there, because that just looks like one hole 2 and one hole 0. Like I say, it should be. I believe it's the bottom. I'm trying to use my memory. And we've got this existence again of the metal folding over, but I think on some of these coins it is actually the way it's struck. And that's that, isn't it? Yep, that's that. So I don't know why I pulled that out. Why I pulled that across. It's perfect in lettering. Perfect in lettering, no problem at all. So it's got to be the other side. And the only thing oh, there you go. Now you can see the depression. Can you see it? It's the way the light is catching it. So actually I told the light it's the other way round. The inner is the raised and the outer is the depression. I may have pulled it across just for that W, but I wouldn't, because it is such a common thing. It's just the design is off. I cannot see anything else. So maybe that's just fallen off at some point. No, I think I would have to look at that. I don't know why I pulled it out. There's nothing jumps out, so it's got to be something pretty fine. and the only thing I can think of is that W. I mean, you could put it on eBay and see if there's a taker for it. It could be there, that part of the crown there, but I'd have to put it up against another 20p to understand if that is true. I can't see anything wrong with it, really, to be honest. And you know, if you look at that W now, it is distinguishable as a W. So I think it's just I think this coin is a mixed up coin, because it's actually pretty good. It could be that I've pulled it out for the depression of the O and the 2, because the 2 still doesn't look like it's depressed. It looks like it's raised like the 2, the top part of the 2. I'm going to put that back in the spend pile, I think. It could be that the lettering is crude. If you look at E, the first E to the second E, there looks like there's something wrong. There's an illusion there, I think. It makes the two E's look as if one's smaller than the other. Someone probably wouldn't buy it just for that. So I'm going to put that on the spend pile. I think I pulled it out on the depression, and I don't think there is a problem. Right, so that's the closure of the 20p's that are on my desk, and there's only been one that has gone into my spend pile. Pretty poor, really, but there you go. So thank you very much, and I will post that on YouTube. Thanks, guys. Sorry that I'm putting you through all my ills and pains, but it really is hurting. Honestly, really, this is worse than when I actually fell. Oh, jeez. What's the time, Mr. Fox? 10 o'clock. I'll give it till 11ish. I think I'm going to take 2 codeines. I just really, it's tiring. It's so tiring, this pain, because it's so consistent. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. What I would just do in these 20p pieces. Let's get a few from up here. I'll do a couple of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 piles of 20p pieces. In actual fact, it bugs people when I'm in Sainsbury's because I'll feed these in. And right, let's have a look. Oh, there's a nice clear. Oh, that's nice, isn't it, for 2009? That's very. As soon as I laid that down on the plinth, it just stood out straight away. So it's the F and the date that is close to the edge. Oh, same thing again, see, with Elizabeth looking around the edge. It is. That is a common. Is a common strike fault. Top of her hair. There's a blob. That rim fold is really quite prominent there with the AB. It's funny how it's always in the same sort of places. It really is. Right, so the beading. Not too bad. Nothing really. Sometimes it reminds me, it's not beading, but like a chain, jewellery chain. I don't know what they call that. It's called something link chain. That's what these really do look like more than beads. I mean, I call them horseshoes when they're like this. The claw is not very good. There is a sign of a run of metal around the outside of the leg. Everything's in view. Let's see if another perfect. Well, it was perfect until I looked at the rest. Another perfect claw, but if you look at the leg, it's not. And there's all sorts of things going on with both legs that I can see. Nice clear MD. What's going on the other side? Let's see if this is 2009, so this is the one I just did, isn't it? Okay, so there is quite a bit going on, but it's actually quite better than the rest of the coins that I've seen. So yeah, I'm going to put that in the spend pile. I've got enough. There's nothing really there that's going to make that sellable. Here we go. There's another. Yeah, so you got. It's not. It's poor strike, but it's just crudeness. If we look at the beading there, swollen beading. Let's have a look at the claw. Perfect claw. But again, we've got, this is more defined, so I'm going to keep this one as a seller. There, the rim edge. Nothing wrong with the claw, nothing wrong with the tail. It's a aesthetics on this is terrible. Once you get used to this, it screams at you. It does, it screams at you. It's like they jump out. I'm going to pull that one aside because I think that is worth it. One more. Beading is okay. Initials are okay. And yeah, not a bad claw. Not a bad claw. It's not right, but it's not terribly wrong compared to the rest. Tail's perfect. Beading's okay. 20 pence is okay. Everything marries up. I believe that will be an edge. Come on, pen. Here it is. I believe this would be an edge knock there. And the only way you can tell that is by lifting it up. where was it? Put it down. Yes, it's on that bit by the tail, isn't it? So let's lift that up. There is something going on. And I don't believe it's a knock. Oh, it's a pain in the butt having my arm in a sling. It really is a pain in the butt. I'd need to look at that. But you have got here a run of metal by the looks of it. Possibly on that foot, that claw. I think that's probably what I would have pulled it out for rather than that bit there. I think that is just the paw. It can't be an edge knock because it's too long. Hard to say. Would I try pulling it out to sell? Not really, because everything else. I think if you can define common misstrikes, if you count them, that's the way of defining whether it's sellable or not. So let's say usually there are 5. If you take that on a basis of 5 is high and 1 is low, if you can only count 1 or 2, that's low. So it sort of gives you something to go by, and unless it's massively standing out, if it's massively standing out, then yes, it's worth pulling aside. This, I don't think it is. There's nothing really there that screams at me. So I'm going to put that in the spend pile. Oh, it's a nice shiny one. What year is that? 2020. Yeah, I was going to say, nice, very shiny one. This is lettering stain, not too bad. The G there looks pretty close. JC's okay. The pearl drop earrings okay. There's something with the DEI on the rim. On the whole, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So it's got to be, and it's not a bead error. So this is going to be quite interesting. Nothing there. The MD's there. Claw's okay. There's a bit of deformity with blobs on the claw there, and that's probably the only reason I've pulled this out. So I'm gonna start being very finicky about how I keep these, or what, if I'm going to try selling it or not. And as this is a 2, I'm putting that in the spend pile. There we go again. Not a shiny coin, but it does look like a new one. Let's have a look. Oh, there you go. The R. Yeah, this is a close to the edge job, and the depression there on the dot is not good. The inner edge looks a bit funny. So it goes G, R, F, the D, or the the date again, that looks more like a depression rather than an edge knock between the 1 and the 5, but the 2's very close to the edge. There's that going on with the E, above the E. So I think that's 3 at least, and there's that depression with the B. It's not a very good definition of a pearl earring. I do believe that earring should be better. Yes, I'm going to keep that. And it's good because I'd only list one of those, and if it didn't sell, I can then just go through them, and if that's the only thing that's standing out, I can spend them. MD's fine, the beading present and correct. 20 pence is okay. Poor claw, that's what I put. No, it's coming into view. But it is poor. That is a poor. That's probably why I pulled this one out. It's a poor claw. A poor claw. That rhymes like the Jungle Book, doesn't it? A prickly paw. There's a run of metal on the tail on both edges and on the back of the leg. Yeah, so this one I would have kept out. It's got quite a bit going on there. 2016. Date is it's not close to the edge really. DF, not too bad. FID. There's a depression above the I in the FID. That's bad. On the R. I'm just going to have to look at that with the eyeglass. Actually, the eyeglass looks pretty good. I think that is more to do with no, it could be an edge knock. It could be an edge knock depression. It's not something I've noticed before. The same as on the DEI, if you look above the eye, the same thing there. But on the whole, there's nothing wrong with that there. And I think we've already done this piece, haven't we? Yeah, I'm sure we have. So it's just that poor claw. And I'm going to put that in the spend pile. These have not been sorted. All what I'm going through now has not been sorted. These have just been, now there is a definite depression there. Where's my eyeglass? Is that oh yeah. Oh, that would be very hard. Actually, below the oh, it is. It is there. That I believe actually is a depression by strike, not a dent. You see the 20 now. you can really quite clearly see there is I don't know what that is. That must be dirt. W's okay. 2003. Yes, I think I'm right in saying keep an eye out on that centerpiece. I think you're going to find a lot of that is joined together, and WC's okay. 20. Oh, there's there's that rim thing going on again. Not sure what to say really about that. It seems to be the only thing. Oh, next easy when normally I'd go straight back to bed. Yeah, so other than that depression, there's nothing really wrong with this, is there? Other than that, so there's two things again. No, that can go back in the spent pile. It's dirty anyway. There's a lump of dirt on that. Okay. Oops. Put 2 coins up this time. A nice shiny old design. What's this? 2006. Very shiny. Very shiny indeed. Nothing's wrong there. Not quite sure about that inner part there that I've been pointing out. I think that's a bit finicky really, unless it's major. The C and W's are really clear on this one. Look at that. Really defined. Oh, jeez, wept. God, I've been at this an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, so this rim thing is pretty common. Because it's going on here. I would just put this down to crudeness of coin, to be honest. So I'm going to put that in the spend pile. This is an old one. Straight away you can tell it's an old one. Nothing really there. There. Everywhere. The mouth is a bit thin. So what's this? Must be an early one. 1982. Oh, it's not the 83. We want the 83. And I'll bet you any money you like, that's one that's you can only get them in proof sets. Really wouldn't surprise me. Oh, that's a pour in it. Now that is pour. There. See what I mean? All those little individual beads are all joined up. The W's pour. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one. That out. 90. Oh, what was it I wanted? Was it 1982 or 1983? It was 83, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm sure it was. So we have got one, so it's not. I wonder how common that is. And what was we looking for then? Why did I need to see? It's something to do with a change, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it's to W, because you can see it here. It's out of line. It's small compared to the rest of the lettering. So, I'd have to go back and look. The change is 1984, isn't it? Yes. They sorted that out 1984 onwards. That's what it is. Um, the inner rose piece is not bad, really. Let's see if we can get the depression. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yeah, the inner part and the outer part do look different. Yes, they do. Um, of course, she's got bad knock in the face there. Elizabeth. Does it come close to the edge? No, it doesn't. So nothing wrong with that. Other than the fact this is 1983, which seems to be quite rare. It's a very good coin. Right, so that can go in the spend part. Still got loads of these to do. This is a new coin. Stands out because it's so shiny. Lovely, perfect earring, pearl earring. Bit of dirt there. 2019, 6 years old. Nothing wrong with the lettering around the edge, being close to the edge. No, there you are. It's the Elizabeth. Again, I certainly wouldn't try selling it just on that basis. Beading, fine. Wording, fine. Bit of dirt there. Claw is crude. No swelling in the towel or blobs. And no, that's really then there's only the claw that's an issue. Oh, and on the back of his leg. There, on the back of his leg you can see blobs of metal. Not something I would try and sell. Oh, and there is the first speed. That's wrong. That's probably why I kept this aside. Yeah, let's keep it aside then. That's a seller. Early coin here. Elizabeth D.G.R.E.G.F.D. Nothing wrong with that. There's sign of something going on with the back of her nose to the eye. Again, nothing I would point out. So it's got to be something quite special, really. Nope, there's not. Another 1982. So the W is out. yes, you've got things going on with that. The I don't know what the part of that plant is called, where you've got the things that the bees would comb to get the pollen off. W is really crude. But then we're looking at 1982, and that's some 1833 years old. This is the thing, you sort of, how old are these coins? It's incredible, really. Again, is that showing? Yes, it is. It is depressed and not. So you're selling it on a W, really? And no, that can be put in the spend pile. Oh, we're nearly there. This looks like an old coin, but it's not. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that over the date. That's why I've cropped that. Right, that's coming out. I don't have to look at anything else. That's the sort of coin I like to pick out. If you, do you know, I've just seen that. It looks like either a pair of eyes or a pair of ears. It's too dense. Nothing wrong. There's a piece of a flange. Yeah, flange. That's a good way of what it's called, isn't it? Flange there. (2005) perfect C&W, perfect inner. That's what you call perfect. The pollinating part. Yeah, there's a flange there, all right. Pull that across. Last coin. 2002. Pretty damaged coin. This is the W and C are okay. The depression is okay. I'm just going to put that on the spend pile. Okay, guys, I thank you for looking and putting up with my continued commentary. I'll see you again. I think I'll do the 10p's next out of this pile. Bye for now.